Can static electricity cause fire? Static electricity is found to be one of the most powerful forces in nature. In some instances, a fire can be assisted by the creation of static electricity. It may also lead to some of the major risks. Anyhow, static electricity is not as dangerous as an electric current in our plugs. How can static electricity cause fire? An imbalance of charge in a material, or on the surface of a material, may give rise to static electricity. The friction present may become the reason for a spark which readily ignites a flame, or sometimes, flammable vapors that can cause fire in the material. A best example for this phenomenon is lightning. The friction between the surfaces is the reason for static electricity. This is why rubbing the substances against each other may result in the formation of static electricity. Is static electricity negative? The negativity of static electricity can be understood by seeing the polarity of the body after the formation of static electricity. We have already learned that static electricity is due to the acquisition of charges. Because of this gradual gathering of charges in the material, there is an increase in the count of electrons, thus the body eventually becomes negatively charged. This is the reason to say static electricity is negative. How static electricity is formed. An acquisition or gradual gathering of charges leads to the formation of static electricity. Charges are the constituents of all matter. In most of the cases, objects are found to be neutral, i.e., positive and negative charges are balanced in those objects. A charge imbalance between two types of charges, positive and negative, in the objects results in the formation of static electricity. Until these charges get discharged, they are observed to be gathered at the surface of the objects. I.e., the material is said to be static or unactivated until it is transmitted. Name some of the day-to-day applications of static electricity. Below given are some of the common areas where static electricity is used and its significance. Managing the pollution. The impurities or the dust particles, charged particles, in the air are made to settle on a collector that has opposite charge as the particles. These collector devices are called as electrostatic precipitators. In factories, the pollutants that come from the smokestacks are provided with a charge due to electricity. These particles from the smokestack get attached to the electrodes while the particles move near it. Purification of air. Air fresheners work on the similar principle as that of the devices managing smokestack pollutants. Here, the electrons are stripped from impurities in the air such as dust particles, which makes them charged. Then they can be collected by a plate of opposite charge. In automobile industries, the manufactured automobiles are immersed in a container of paint which is supplied by an electrical charge. Thus the paint particles that are charged get stick to the body and are distributed uniformly over it. All the above-mentioned devices utilize the principle governing the phenomenon of static electricity and the fact that opposite charges attract. Frequently asked questions, FAQs. How static electricity is created. There are many real-life examples in which static electricity is created. By rubbing any two surfaces in contact with each other, static electricity can be created. This is due to the friction between those two surfaces that are rubbed. One of these surfaces are demanded to be an insulator, i.e., it is said to have large resistivity to flow of electrons. A balloon that is rubbed against our clothes gets stick to the wall. This is due to the production of electrons on the balloon, because of which it gets charged negatively, and in comparison to the balloon, now the wall is positively charged. How many stages are seen in static electricity? Static electricity is said to be consisting of 3 stages, which are given below. What is the principle on which the static electricity generator works? Static electricity generators are nothing but the sources that generate static electricity. In general, static electricity is the consequence of charge imbalance in the material, i.e., due to the presence of unequal positive and negative charges. These extra charges are said to be trapped inside the material as long as it is not transmitted or doesn't have a path to get out of it. The principle of electrostatic induction is followed by the static electricity generators. The friction that exists between the insulating materials also generates static electricity. What are the examples representing static electricity? Below are some of the simplest examples of static electricity. Please visit our website lambdageeks.com for more articles on technology, engineering, mathematics, and various other domains. Scientific calculator and many more other tools.